If he always texts and never calls, and when you call him, he never picks up the phone, and he can't be bothered to pick up the phone, then what does that say about him? I hope you're all doing wonderful today. My name is Nacola on Instagram and on YouTube. On Instagram, I freely express myself through video messages and photo messages. On YouTube, I speak on issues affecting humanity, as well as I motivate and inspire to help you along your journey. On Facebook, you can find me at momentsofinspiration.believe. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel today. If you are wondering who I am, my educational background is in business management, office management, computer science, and social work. Have you ever gotten played at some point or another in your life? Relationships aren't easy, and smart women know when the players are rolling out. Today, I want to share with you 10 ways to save yourself from the heartache, stress, and the pain, and to show you some signs that you are getting played. There are red flags everywhere, and I want you to discover them today. If you think you're getting played, you probably are. If your partner is running around with someone else, then the signs are pretty clear that he is not very faithful to you. Watch the video to the end. Don't miss the steps, because you don't want to miss that one sign that may help you. My friends, it is very important to both be practical and trust your gut, which can be a very difficult balance. Has your partner given you a reason to mistrust them? What are those concerns that you have? You know, you have to approach your partner with your concerns, because communication is key to unlocking any difficulty that you may have in your relationship. You can get over the humps and the bumps just by communicating. You know, say to your partner, when you do X, I feel Y, right? I always feel this way. Then gauge how your partner reacts to you expressing yourself. Do they share your feelings? Are they dismissive? Do they ask you questions? And that's when you start to trust your gut, right at that moment when either you're getting answers or you're not getting the answers that you desire. If you are asking questions and they are dodging the questions, dodging from answering, how does your gut feeling make you feel about that? How? You know, because the answer is always there, and you know, because you're in love so much, or the person is so likable and so charming, then you tend to overlook that the answer is right in front of you. It's very important to trust your gut, because your gut is ultimately your emotions. And if your emotions is telling you something is not right and you're not able to trust this person, then figure out why are you feeling that way. You know, if your emotions are telling you that this person is really out of whack, then believe. If something there is worth salvaging in your relationship, then you can tell them and see if it can change, because that is what growth is. You know, if you do think that there's anything worth salvaging, if you don't think that there is anything worth salvaging, then move right on. Maybe they have given you enough signs to know that they're messing around. You don't have to listen to me, but from past experience, I can tell you 10 ways to know you are getting played. One of the most telling signs that you are not the only one in your significant other's life comes from the phone. Yes, players are attached to their phone 24/7. That's right. Some guys won't like this at all, and they won't like that I'm telling the secret, but it's just by observation you can know that when the phone is down on the face all the time or on silent, then you know that they're hiding something, right? And just expect them to look at it when you leave the room. There is a reason you can't see it, find it, or hear it. They are hiding something when the phone is missing in action. You cannot see it. Remember, I told you so. Yes, it's absolutely rude to be on the phone when you're with someone. But if they are clinging, where's the phone? If they are clinging to the phone, especially when they leave the room, then you know that they're hiding something and you never see the phone at all. Remember, I spoke about intuition in the beginning. You get an extremely terrible gut feeling, right? And remember that intuition is a powerful force. And if you ever have to wonder, am I being played? Am I getting played? Then chances are you might be getting played. Experience has almost made me a pro. So let me tell you this. Intuition will be your best friend. It is so powerful that you cannot ignore it. I remember when I was having a relationship with my ex and he was in X place and I was in Y, and he took pictures and I saw ladylike body washes, and how I asked, what are you doing with those? Oh, I like to use ladies body wash sometimes. So step back a little. Step back. Yes, go back, honey, and reevaluate, right? Understand where this feeling is coming from, and understand that it will never go away if you are getting played, right? Decide now, what are you going to do with it? If you choose to ignore it, then be prepared for the consequences. So here's another one that you have to be mindful of. Players don't make time anymore. Remember when you just started a relationship and he used to spoil you and he used to see you all the time and he regularly made time for you? Yes. And he would spoil you, and you know, all of a sudden all of that is gone. So remember when they used to text you all the time and possibly text you all day, and all of a sudden you stop getting all those text messages, you know, and it is funny. Then you start to think within that it may be a little strange, and you start to feel a little bit strange, and they didn't talk to you much anymore, and they didn't see you much anymore, and you have someone else. So remember that you're not feeling those way for no reason, right? And in their defense, they will say it's not always their fault, right? They will say that. And the interest that they have will be dwindling away, bit by bit. Interest is not there so much, but they will pop in now and again, and you'll be happy that you see them, yes, and then they're gone, and it goes all over in a cycle. This video is for male and female, you know, it's not just for women, right? But I was given the point that when you are not interested in something, then we pull away our interest from it. So it's the same way with when someone is not interested in you, they will pull away most of the attention. I'm aware that this will happen to you, and this will happen to you because they know you are totally invested in them and will take advantage of it, right? They know exactly how to talk to you. They know what to say to you. Who can resist such a beautiful face as yours? And you fall for it, right? They know exactly that you are into them 100%, and they will use you and abuse you. This one, I don't know how people ignore this, but you don't even have to question it. Players are sketchy with their social media. You can't post him, he can't post you. You ain't supposed to be together. You get the gist? You dig? You're not supposed to be together if he can't post you and you can't post him. What is he hiding? Honey, players are transactional, and by transactional I mean that they will pull you in by telling you sweet words, by doing things for you, by reaching out to you relentlessly until they get what they want, and then they're gone. So here is something that players will do. You know, they aren't responding to your text messages. That's not out of the ordinary. I'm not gonna lie, I also don't respond to people, but I do respond to people that I want to talk to. It may be a few hours or so, but I respond. It is one thing when a few hours go by because you're busy, but when hours and hours pass and you have not heard anything, nothing, then you know it's something. And that something is that they may be preoccupied with someone else. I can't speak for everyone, but I am pretty much sure that if I like you and you reach out to me, I am going to respond to you, if not immediately, sometime after that. If he never wants to hang out before 11 p.m. and he makes sketchy excuses, right, for not wanting to hang out at reasonable hours, then you know that he's hiding something. Let me tell you this, if he always texts and never calls, and when you call him, he never picks up the phone, and he can't be bothered to pick up the phone, then what does that say about him? A real man will take time out of his busy schedule to call because he wants to hear your voice and he wants to have a meaningful conversation with you. He doesn't need to call you all the time. But if he refuses to ever call, sweetheart, he's no good. No bueno. No bueno. Right? He likely has another girlfriend in the room. And he doesn't want her to hear him talking on the phone to you. Okay? So quit wasting your time and move on. But if he says he's working late and his Snapchat or Facebook tells you another story, because you can see activities, then he's probably lying. He is maybe hanging out at the bar, or hanging out with some other young lady, right? Or trying to make poor excuses because he doesn't want to talk to you. Know that he may refuse to show you any form of affection in public. Any guy who refuses to acknowledge your relationship anywhere other than in private is a creeper, is a no-gooder. He is a liar, right? If he's your boyfriend, he should be able to hold your hands down the street. Am I lying? This kind of too much still. But listen, you know when them not love you, because they always want to come to your house to hang out in the couch and watch movie and Netflix or whatever movie it is. He just wants to beep with you. That's all he wants. It's a cookie, right? So, be careful of that. That's his idea. Never take you out to a restaurant on a dinner date. Can you imagine suggesting going out to a restaurant and he will blow you off and he'll say, oh, I just want to be home with you. I just want to be close to you and cuddle with you. Don't fall for the foolishness. You are important. You're a queen. You're a king. And know that you need the dates too. You need the dinner dates. You need him to spend a little change on you, or you spend a little change on him. If the man can't introduce you as his girlfriend, take the wings of the morning and fly. Fly away like a dove. Fly away, right? When he's introducing you to his friends, he said, oh, this is my friend so and so, X or Y. Never say, oh, this is my girlfriend Charmalee, this is my girlfriend Nacola, or whatever it is. Then just dismiss him. If he's avoiding the discussion, he's never going to make any move, right? He's just stringing you along for the ride. He's just stringing you along for the ride. He's not interested in being tied down by a label. So you know he is a player. And if you're still in it, honey, you are getting played. Okay? Dismiss him. I hope that you find these tips very useful to you. And please, if you do like them, share, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to alert you every time I upload a new video, because honey, I will be sharing the things them with you. So go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead, click that bell, click it right now, and tell a friend to come over and support Nacola. Come back again. I'll see you in the next video.
Seeking inspiration, needing motivation, Nacola is the one. sharing tips to cope.